Hi, I'm Symphoneers, and today we're taking a look at Grist Voracious Larva in Historic Brawl. Grist is sort of an interesting commander because it is a commander that wants to go to the graveyard, and we have various ways to do that in terms of sack outlets. Eviscerator's Insight is a kind of new Village Rightsy thing with flashback, and we also have Flare of Cultivation. A lot of people scoop to, like, just turn one Grist, Flare of Cultivation using the free cast or free spell mode in order to do that thing. They probably shouldn't, but that happens. And then, yeah, we have a lot of stuff, a lot of mill to put things in the graveyard. Ways to recur mill, we have, like, Reanimate and a couple of other things, as well as some ongoing. Vat of Rebirth is a good one for just, like, ongoing recursion. We have Grave Pact in the top end to just convert all of that, like, sacrificing stuff into removal, as well as some other sack things in, like, Chainer's Edict. White of the Reliquary is a really strong piece of ramp in this deck, especially if you get the white down with, like, Tyvar and some recursion or something, because you can tap the white, sack something, get a land, untap it with Tyvar, sack something else, get another land into play, and really quickly you're playing out, like, I don't know, 3 lands a turn or whatever, and going to town. And yeah, aside from that stuff, we have, like, Timeless Witness to just grab things out of the graveyard, a bunch of Chupacabras and, like, creatures with ETB destroy things, triggers to just work with the deck and be a bit more interactive. Grim Servant, I really like having a tutor on a body. It just makes it feel better, or, like, less, it makes tutoring less tempo negative, which is nice. And yeah, that's the kind of gist or the basic shape of the deck. If you like the deck tech and like the video, like, subscribe, etc. Support me on Patreon, follow on Twitch, join the Discord, and so on. Links below. All that rambling out of the way, let's get on to some actual gameplay. I'm interested mostly because we have the Flare of Cultivation start, which is something. So we play Slither Boar Pathway on green, we do the Grist thing, and we Flare of Cultivation alt cost, sack Grist, decline, keep Grist in the graveyard, grab a Black Source. I don't think we're particularly, maybe we should have grabbed a green, but yeah. Our cards we're intending to play lean a bit more black. Bristly Bill. Let's do Priest of the Forgotten Gods Warlock class, just to set stuff up. I suppose we could do Cemetery Tampering. Yeah, I've been hit and miss in terms of whether or not I just scooped Nadu, because on one hand I think Nadu is a fundamentally broken piece of bad game design. On the other hand, I think most arena players are not good and don't know how to build around Nadu properly. So there's an awkward tension there. Ooh, we have a whatchamacallit in the thing. Let's do this. Any number of target players each choose. We submit one. I always forget how Priest's targeting resolves on Arena. Yeah, so this happens, we eat Bill, and then that gives us a Warlock class proc to grab the Snorehound. I guess not really terribly exciting cards there. We're also definitely closer to being able to cast Disciple of Freyalise than I thought we would be. Odd that they don't hold it for the Bestow, because the Bestow is what makes that card gross. Bill. We would like to do a think. Sorry, your activation is, it's just a tap. It's just a tap. So let's I don't know, this. Snorehound. And do a cult conscript. And we surveil one. And we wait for our opponent to read cards or whatever. Deathrite Shaman. Whatever. Not tremendous here. We get to crime them, which gets us back Forsaken Miner. I'll take it. Reliquary Tower. Let's do some tampering. Try to hit something useful. Ramanap Excavator. All the creatures here are reasonably good. Maybe just do like a Chupacabra Echo. Wait for our opponent to progress through steps and things. Oh, I'm playing one of MH3's most broken creatures. How do I pilot this deck? Okay. Sure. Mill some cards, Chainer's Edict, and Reassembling Skeleton. Okay. So, we have some stuff we can do. How do we want to do this, actually? Yeah, sorry, we can't do the Chainer's Edict quite yet. Getting the Crawling Infestation down is, I think, useful. And then we can Reassembling Skeleton. And then we can Priest of the Forgotten Gods them if this resolves. This is fine. We do a Zip-a-Zap. We do skeleton stuff. This is a crime. And it also triggers Crawling Infestation, which is nice. Because we get to just have sack fodder already on board for the priest. Let's get the Reassembling Skeleton back, though. We can draw Skullbomb, a Ravenous Chupacabra to hand, which is kind of nice. Sure. This is maybe, yeah, this is a great example of, like, just because someone is playing a broken commander doesn't mean that they have built or know how to play a good deck. Yeah, so that game happened. Shrug. This hand is alright. In particular, being able to jump up to 3 mana to get the kind of insect mill stuff online is nice. Don't know if we'll play Disciple of Freyles as a creature. We'll probably delay it a little bit to try to get there, but might just end up being a land. So yeah, Llanowar Elves on 1. Yarok does Yarok stuff. Do a Crawling Sensation. Beans! Mill 2 with Crawling Sensation, we mill over some good creatures. Oh yeah, you care about lands. Rip. Let's do Crawling Infestation. We could hit Beanstalk with the Boseiju.
Eat, grow, conquer.
So we've got lots of crawling happening. Why are they like this? Why do people insist on doing this to me? I'll block this with Grist. Decline. Crawling stuff happens. We mill some more things. The crawling enchantments trigger each other. Warlock class. Take a look in our deck. I like reanimate here, actually. I was tempted by the other things, and then I remembered what deck we're playing. So yeah, let's get Grist onto the battlefield. And then we use the Llanowar Elf mana to pay for the Grist ability, and that gives us the ability to destroy the Up the Beanstalk without actually investing a full card or whatever into it. Our opponent has been missing land drops, so that's been helpful for us. We actually might... I was whinging about the crab because I just hate mill from a design and play perspective, but it is probably actually helpful for us. Like, it actively fuels our strategy, so... yeah. I guess the bigger concern is we just don't want to mill ourselves and have them milling us, like... reasonably good odds we mill out. If everyone is getting into the game, or doing the thing. Satyr Wayfinder, grab a fetch. All that stuff happens. Surveil with the Mortuary to put that land in the graveyard. Shoot crab? No. We could hold it for Yarok. I don't wanna. High quality gameplay. Woo! We have so many bugs. Surely we'll be fine. Yarok happens. We do crawling stuff. Mill some more cards. Draws Skullbomb. And our opponent gives up. 'Cause, I don't know. People just do this to me in Brawl. That game happened. Sure? I wish we had more lands, and or an untapped green source with this hand, but we can use the... I guess... we can use the Temple of Malady to scry for a green source. We'll do these, I suppose. Or, like, get Grist down here. Village Rights Grist? Maybe I'm supposed to be respecting counter magic, or, like, do it on our turn. If they're countering Village Rights, though, that's, like, not the end of the world. We get a bunch more lands, so that's sort of helpful. Or we can do a thing. I might just hold up the Murderous Rider. Because it seems like good tempo to me to be able to answer a creature here, and I am... On one hand, I don't really care about killing it. On the other hand, we're here now. This is fine. The District Guide will grab a land. And, no. Murder on a bear. It's just good, clean magic. Ooh, Phyrexian Arena. Okay. Probably put down the Phyrexian Arena here. I was thinking of the Tortoise, because there is good eaten on one of them. However, I think getting, like, card draw ticking is more beneficial for kind of where we're at in the game. And yeah, seems okay. No play from our opponent, so they're holding up something. Chainer's Edict. Let's do a bonk with the Forsaken Miner. I don't know whether we care more about landing the priest or landing the tortoise. Let's just try to high roll, or like, hope that they're not. No. It's getting, yeah, it's getting countered. Okay. Just if we get like ramp and stuff happening there, that's pretty good. Maybe do the Chainer's Edict? Phyrexian Arena keeps on ticking. Grave Pact. Ooh! That's a card. Priest? The sequencing here is a little bit weird in that we can like play around soft counters, or we can assume they have hard counters and play out things we care less about resolving, like the Cult Conscript or whatever, and yada yada yada. Return all non-creature, non-land... Okay? That seems fine. I am very surprised someone's actually playing Filter Out. It's a very niche card. Would you like to play your Tatyova opponent? To combat, you say? We go Bing, we go Bong. Skelebros at it again. Okay. We'll just do this now. Target 1. Submit these. They sack this thing. The amass token. This stuff happens. I suppose that's a little awkward in that we do lose the Priest of the Forgotten Gods mana, but it gives us a chance to cleanly, like they could have a Spell Pierce or something, but lowish odds of that. We get to cleanly resolve Grave Pact, and that is concerning for them. Because yeah, we already have the Priest down on board, and stuff gets awkward fast. Vat of Rebirth. We get the Vat. Do the Murderous Rider? Do the Warlock class, just see how much they'll let us resolve, really. I'm delaying the Phyrexian Arena because I think that they're playing around the Phyrexian Arena, or that they did the filter out to try and, weird timing to do this, but sure. Bing bong. A bunch of things happen at once. So yeah, they're very instant and sorcery focused. Vat does Vat stuff. Murderous Rider gets shuffled into the deck, and we get a Lochthwain. We resolve this. Lawnmower outside, does some lawn mowing. Wow, that's really loud and bad, huh? I might mute, or I don't know, we'll figure it out. Do the Priest. We get the Priest back, which is quite good. I am I don't know if they're just being very diligent about playing out Tatyova. It seems very odd to me to get to, like, this high a mana and not try to deploy her. Let's do the time warp again. Fetch lands are happening. Time warp. Maybe just a cool growth spiral here. Yeah, I don't know. Tatyova, Tatyova, Tatyova. Lon again. Sorry, do I still have that text set up? Nope, that's the wrong one. Hey. So Tatyova has finally happened. We have the option of Chainer's Edicting. We can also unearth Grist. And that seems nice, I don't know. I'd kind of like to do that, just cuz.
Next meal awaits.
Let's do a Blood Chief's Thirst here and see.
Voices chitter one song of death.
That's good, Littlest Cabbage. Sequencing like this leaves us vulnerable to a soft counter. Or, yeah, okay, that happens. Let's uptick Grist here, because we have the Priest on board. And we can do this. Submit one. Got a Stifle opponent. Actually, they would need, what, Flusterstorm or whatever? This is a really bizarre time to flash in Torrential Gearhulk. Because the thing they're doing... okay? They have to soak... I was assuming they were going for the Time Warp. Even then, we have the great, like, 2 Grave Pact triggers and the Priest trigger, so... Gearhulk, Tatyova, and... Sorry, did I say yeah. All that stuff gets got. We get to land a Phyrexian Arena here. What other creatures do we have in here again? Turtle? Pact of Negation, okay. Sure, that happens. Oh, sorry, I've had the text on still, haven't I? Hey, we get him! So yeah, our opponent is trying to play more of a, like, Simic control deck with Tatyova. I think if you're playing, like, Time Warp and Gearhulk and stuff, you want to be a little bit more aggressive in terms of trying to, like, produce a game state where Tatyova is really going burr and drawing you 15 cards and you're, yeah, doing Time Warp stuff. This seemed kind of reactive in a way that felt awkward to me, which is maybe being judgy or something, but I don't know, just thinking out loud. Good games to the opponent. We have the Flare of Cultivation start, which is cool. Yeah. We will do this, and we will Grist, and we will Flare of Cultivation Grist. Decline, keep Grist in the graveyard. grab a swamp into forest, put whatever down. And yeah. Good start. We do need to draw something other than lands. We have village rights plus Elvish Visionary is good for that. We do have, sorry for the fucking noise outside. Even if it's not coming across that well on mic, it's very annoying to me personally. Redstein? Sure. Honestly, I punted or got distracted by the very loud lawnmower. I definitely meant to do like something with the elves, but I played out a swamp, so adjusting. Emoti deck is at 3 mana, doing a fair flare of cultivation. Oh lordy, they ramping, etc, etc. Mill. Let's do... play another green source. Elvish Visionary. Stitcher Supplier is interesting. Well, why don't we do that before we do, like, village rights? Just cause I think that will... or it might give us more kind of information and stuff to work with. We have hit very little interaction so far, which is kind of surprising to me given the amount of it that we're playing, so... Hope is that through, like, village rightsing the Stitcher Supplier this turn we'll get to draw into something. Or we'll mill stuff. Boy, we are sure having a time. So yeah, we can either try to, like, damage control Emoti or do Aftermath Analyst stuff, and we've been milling, the Analyst thing is, like, okay here. I think doing this with the Stitchers first, we mill even more land, so that's good. Boy, the draws this game have been something. We have a Chupacabra in the graveyard, so that would be good if we could hit removal or whatever. No attacks. We're flooding pretty hard. Altasaur, my beloved. How could you murder me like this? We're having a very... bad time. Hi, Brownie Man. Good to see you, good to have you. Yeah, we really would have liked to have drawn playable magic cards. Or castable magic cards for the pedants in the audience. Gwenna, stuff happens. Eviscerator's Insight. Honest Rutstein gets to dig us up the Chupacabra Echo, which is something. Ooh, Chupacabra Bros. Okay. So... Overgrown Tome, because I want untapped duels right now. I would like to, yeah, Chupacabra Echo, the Annoyed Altasaur. I immediately punted. Oracle of Moldai is a really bad thing to let them have continued access to. But also, so is Emoti. We're in, like, catch-up mode, kind of. Attack with the Death Toucher, everything else doesn't have productive attacks. They're to 16. Yeah. Either way, like, multiple Chupacabras is good. Oh, hi, it's the one with the multiverse. If we can hit some permanent removal, that would be good, although our binding is in the graveyard, and that's not great. They do that as a land, another land on top. Altasaur. Mill some more cards. Underdog. Surveil the mortuary. Ugh. I don't know. Do the analyst thing now to try to deck thin with our fetches at some point. Alt cost the underdog to try to draw some removal vibe, or like, I guess we can attack with stuff and it's fine-ish. We probably want the Chupacabras in the graveyard, actually. Yeah, attack with everything but Rutstein. Well, let's call the whole thing off. Just because putting stuff in the graveyard is good for replaying it, draws us some cards, etc., etc. They do those blocks. We're in a weird position where if we can just like rip into a bunch of removal with stuff, or we can do a lot of deck thinning with fetch lands, and then try to fish for removal or reanimation effects or something. What's the language on you again? The cast thing's limited. They've rebuilt a giant board, so yeah, attacking here is not really anything. Or it's not that likely to be productive. A bunch of stuff happens. Flare of Cultivation. We have like one turn to try to kill them, I think. Otherwise, like, Galta and Jin and stuff happen, and that just seems unproductive. Or like, Endochroma's Memorial or whatever. Seems difficult to win through. Tamper with some cemeteries. Get the Skellington. The murder would have been nice. Activate the Prismatic Vista. Grab a green. Activate the Heath. Grab a green. How's our swamps? No swamps left. Cool. Cool and good. So Grizzly Salvage for something? Question mark. Cavalier of Knights, sort of interesting. I don't know if it's enough. You 3 or less, you're 3 or less, which is not ideal. Sack this. One with the multiverse makes hitting the Oracle of Moldiah awkward. Just take out big stuff. Eat the Cavalier of Night because we get to reanimate something. Do Grist, I guess. That gives us the Grist ability, which we can pay. And then we can use the Grist ability to take out the... Oh, okay. The sack thing is really awkward with stuff, but I don't know. Just trying to work through this and see if we have, like... Yeah, they just have too much stuff that we need to disenchant or, like, get rid of. I don't know. Hit something. Grist's voice, yeah, is a thing. Would be good if we had some of our, like, whenever stuff you can, sorry, what's it called? Our big, lockout enchantment. Or not lockout enchantment, but, like, Grave Pact. Grave Pact would be super useful here. We have 1 or 2 things that can, like, ding their life directly. Yeah, I think we're essentially dead, or I don't think it's very productive to be like, okay, so Galta puts Jin into play, and then Meteor Golem and stuff happens, so I'm just gonna dip here. We worked through that turn, and it's just like, yeah, we're not able to adequately deal with Cascade memes. I know I would be very concerned about me playing an Ashling deck. Am I concerned about the opponent playing an Ashling deck? Anyway, keep this hand, because it can do some interesting things. We probably lead with the Llanowar Elves, and then use that to play out, like, Fruits, or the White of the Reliquary, or whatever. We get to ramping, anyway. Or maybe we just do the Cultivate, that's probably simpler than, like, stepping through, creature stuff. Mystic Peak for the opponent. Ooh, we do... Sorry, Tyvar does make getting Grist down appealing. Getting the white down this is all awkward. This is immediate ramp that makes some stuff a little bit easier.
Hunger beyond.
Ruby Medallion into the graveyard? That's what I would do. Semblance Anvil, interesting. Also, yeah, interesting. Sorry, I should do this with how this hand is working. Green, black, green onto the battlefield. We want the black source untapped. Or sorry, we can't do that yet. What am I even doing? Do this.
That second wind.
Mill some cards, that's all fine. Do a bing bong with Grist. I feel like I've played this fairly messily, or like I'm probably supposed to prioritize the white more because it's a sack outlet that can get Grist into the graveyard and do stuff and yada yada yada. But listen, it's fine, don't worry about it. Oh yeah, sorry, we do have, this. Are you... This is probably worth it, actually. Yeah, so sorry, Insidious Roots. White eats Grist. Decline. Put Nykthos onto the battlefield. Downtick Tyvar. Did I kind of forget how Tyvar works? Yes. Does it matter? I don't know. Ooh, interaction. We burned their treasure, which is sort of relevant. We get another Insidious Roots trigger. We would probably like the Grist recast at this point. But yeah, it's not in play, so we can't do that. We don't really have... we have 3 lands in the graveyard. That's not the worst. I think I'm maybe more excited about getting Grist back out.
No prey.
Yeah, we have a lot of mana to work with next turn, which is something. Oh, Urabrask is a concern. Okay. So, I'm just going to do Nykthos right away for ease of managing this turn. Do this again. Decline. White grabs. I don't know, we're less picky now that we have Nykthos. Castle Lochthwain's a good card. Mill again. Binding is nice. Ooh, Priest though. I like Priest here. I think Priest is just better. Yeah, Priest is great here, hitting a bit more interaction, because we can just shoot the Goblin Engineer, and then we can use the Hasted from Tyvar Priest ability to eat the Elvish Visionary and, I don't know, one of the plants. Mwah. Magnifique. Yeah, removal or heavy interaction tends to be difficult for Storm decks, and our opponent, us hitting like 2 major creatures for them, they just decide to throw in the towel, which, you know, fair. We have like a lot of value stuff set up. Yeah, good games to our opponent. Thank you for watching the video, and an extra big thank you to the Patreon patrons and YouTube members that help make these videos possible. Hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.